Happy Halloween, Auburn family. Get in here and let's talk some Auburn football on this live edition of the Up Tempo podcast.
You are now listening to the War Report Podcast Network.
Yeah, let's go, man. What is up, Auburn family? Hope everybody's having a good Halloween, man. Don't eat too much of that candy. You'll end up like your boy having to go to the dentist, feeling some cavities, Blake. They're Reese's cups, bro. Stretch out the fridge, brother.
Hey, they're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good, Dustin. Man, I actually did trick or treating Sunday at the church and everything, and got it out of the way because we knew the weather was gonna, be a little chilly tonight. We didn't want to get the kids out there in that and everything. So, hey man, we got all the candy, and she's in the living room handing out candy to the trick or treaters and everything. So we got 2 tubs of it in there. So we're just we're relaxing and having a night, brother.
I hear you. This generation, Blake, they don't trick or treat the way we used to, man. I couldn't wait. I got home and I ran the neighborhood, bro. You couldn't get me. You couldn't get me until 9, 10 o'clock, and then I was all jacked up. So it was a rough night for the parents. But nowadays, man, I guess they're inside playing the Xbox or something. Hopefully, they're inside watching the Up Tempo podcast, man. Let's go over here and holler at some of our members. We see our guy James Barnett popping in here saying, "What's up?" Up Tempo, Dustin and Blake, my dudes. James, you know that you are our dude, man. Hope that you're having a good week, brother. War Eagle popping in here saying, "War damn." Hey guys, I meant to say this last week. When you pop in here, let us know where you're watching from. We want to see where everybody's at. Holler at us, man. So let us know where you're watching from when you come in here, man. We love to check that out. Be a little interesting exercise. War Eagle pops in and says, "That's cold." Coming in for us yeah, for sure. That's what I hear, man. I'll say this, bro. If I messed up as much as weathermen mess up, I'd have been shit canned at my job a long time ago, bro. So I'm kind of expecting to wake up tomorrow and it'd be like 70 or something.
What? It's not cold in Pensacola right now?
Nah.
Bro, it's freezing here.
Oh, no, it's like I just walked outside. I just got out of the bath. I just walked outside in just my shorts and my slippers and got something out of my car, and I was fine.
Golly, well,
I'm a Florida boy. I get cold easy.
So. Yeah, it's coming because I'm only an hour away from it. It's freezing outside.
Keep it, brother. Keep it.
I don't like it.
Y'all keep it up there. Let's see, Southwest Florida is that United States Marine Corps 873? If so, appreciate your service, brother.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero 251. Blake will holler at you. Finally get the chance to catch y'all live from Fairhope. Well, what's up, buddy?
Love that. Fairhope, Alabama, baby. Right across the bay. Big Riley Leonard guy over there right now at Duke, and love the hometown kids, man. Love supporting all the kids from the state of Alabama.
Yeah, for sure. Teresa says it's cold in Houston. Okay. H-Town. Okay, I see you. Swanging up there. I like that. All right, Blake, so I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think this is funny, but I thought that this was my favorite press conference, and that's in a while anyway, and that's probably because it's always fun to talk a little football when you win, huh? Seems like I didn't really like the ones after we lost, and all of a sudden I like what he had to say this week. I think that's more of a reflection of myself, truthfully. Or you saying Panama City here? Okay, I see you. Panhandle, holler at you, buddy. Holler at you. But Blake, about the press conference, man. I just want to play some clips. First off, I'm going to start off with your guy, Caleb Burton, because this is like the third Monday press conference in a row where Caleb gets some shine. And I know that you've been just a big fan of his. So we're going to play this clip here and get your thoughts on our guy, Caleb Burton.
Yeah, he's earned it.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, he's earned it. And that's what I want our program to get to is I think we live in a world now where there's just the process of earning something is kind of lacking, and he didn't have it at first, and he kept working, and you keep putting on tape good things, and good things will come your way, and that's what's happened to him, and you'll keep seeing him, and unless he just shuts it down in practice this week, you'll keep seeing him. Thought we had a shot for him too and he was going to be open, and got grabbed there.
Blake, your guy's been getting a lot of love.
Yeah, and I'm excited about it because I think he's that guy for us, Dustin. And he might not put up a lot this year. He might not produce a whole lot this year, right? We seen 2-3 catches here and there. I'm looking more at Caleb Burton in the future next year when he gets next to a Perry Thompson. I mean, that's when I really see him eating for the Auburn Tigers. Now, like you said, you're going to keep seeing him because he comes to work every day. He brings the lunch pail every day, and he busts his tail at practice throughout the week, probably stays in the film room. And I think he has the chance to be elite for Auburn. And I feel like since he stepped on the field, things have kind of gotten a little better for Auburn. All right. And I think he's that I think he's that receiver, man. He's a great route runner. He finds the holes in zone coverage. He's sure-handed. He's just a dude that when you throw him the football, he's going to catch it. He's a guy, man. He's a guy, and I think Auburn has kind of lacked that at the receiver position, and a guy that we can really trust. I know Jay Fair has come on and been really strong, and I'm glad to see that from 5. But I look at him in 2 years, and I think Caleb Burton could be an absolute problem in the Southeastern Conference, Dustin. And I love to hear Hugh talk about the work ethic because, like you said in the clip, it's been lost in this generation where guys don't want to show up to work. Guys don't want to work for playing time. And you finally see a guy come in, he's not playing. He doesn't tuck his head and say, well, I didn't play at Ohio State. Now I'm not playing at Auburn. I'm just going to transfer to Division I AA, and I'll probably get to play there because I'll just be better than everybody. So I love it, man. I'm big on Caleb Burton.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same thing like I've been talking about with Connor Lew, right? Where it's like, okay, on this second half of the season, and I'm not saying that you don't still have a lot to play for, but at 4-4, man, if it's a close battle between the senior, the veteran, and the young guy, and you can't really, there's not really much of a difference between the production on the field. Let's get the young guy out there. And I think one thing that kind of held Caleb back too was our best 2 receivers have been Jay Fair and VAR, and that's in the position that Caleb plays as well. So right now, and we all know how much he likes the outside guys, and that can set up the inside slot guys, right? But our 3 best receivers, it seems like right now, are all slot guys, so they're kind of having to come up with different ways to get them on the field at the same time. And like you mentioned, it really is going to open up Caleb's game when you get the Perry Thompson over there on the other side of him to help him out. So young guys, Blake, a lot of young guys here that are really starting to get some press, get some love. And our guy Connor Lew was named SEC Freshman of the Week. And Hugh was asked about that, and he was also asked just about Caden Lee, the flashes that Jeremiah Cobb has showed, Caleb Burton, these young guys that are contributing here in the future.
Hugh, I think between Keldrick and Connor and Caden Lee, I think 7 starts for those guys, and then Jeremiah has played a big role. I guess just how validating is that of what you guys were able to do late in the recruiting process when you arrived?
I think the guys we were able to get to come our way from the high school ranks in the short time we had, we hit on, I think, most of them. Honestly, I think I don't want to start mentioning names because I'll forget somebody, but I think all of those guys are going to have a real shot to play significant roles in our development here as a program, and those you've mentioned already have.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention my guy Keldrick. Keldrick was part of the question too. So just a lot of young pieces, man, that you can look at. And Blake, now that we're past what we all looked at and said this is going to be the tough part of the schedule, right? We've got the best opponents we're going to face behind us. Iron Bowl notwithstanding there. Just talk about the opportunity that's ahead of some of these freshmen and how they can kind of solidify themselves and coming into next year with the experience with those reps and just how beneficial that's going to be for these guys.
I think it's huge, Dustin. And look, let's look at the schedule, right? You got Vanderbilt. What are they, 2-7?
Yeah, I think 7-game losing streak that you looked at it right before we started.
Yeah, 7-game losing streak. All right. There's an opportunity to get work in this game. All right. I know it can be a tricky game. I keep hearing that, right? It can be a tricky game. We're on the road. We haven't played great on the road, right? I think we have to go in there with the mindset of, hey, Mississippi State, pound them, okay? Pound them. That speech that Cadillac gave, you pound them, okay? Connor Lew, all these young guys, put the work in this week, all right, and pound Vanderbilt and continue to get better. Keldrick Falk, continue to get better. You should be in the backfield 24/7 Saturday. All right. Vandy's not good. They're not. I think they almost give up 500 yards of offense a game. That's what we're going into Nashville to play Saturday. I'm telling you, if we don't pound them, we're not in it. We get the win against Mississippi State, and then we get comfortable. All right. And then you look at Arkansas, not a good football team. They're not. You should go to Fayetteville, even with all of these young pieces, and you should dominate. Auburn is better than what we thought. All right. I really believe that. I think Auburn is better than what we thought. Now, are they one of the best teams in the SEC? No. But I think they are definitely better than what we thought, Dustin. And you're seeing young talent, like you listed, step up and make plays. And I know everybody wants to, when we were losing the 4 games, everybody's saying, hey, it's year 1, but we want to win. All right. I get it. But, man, you start seeing these cats, the Connor Lews, the Caleb Burtons, the Keldrick Falks, man, and you're sitting here going, hey, these dudes, they're freshmen. Mm-hmm. They're freshmen. Look, we're gonna have them for years to come, and they're already producing. Come on, man. Look, New Mexico State, don't take that off. Put in the work, continuously get better, and I'm telling you, over this 3-game stretch, by the time the Iron Bowl gets here, the Auburn Tigers can be ready, Dustin. I know it's a tall task, but the Auburn Tigers can be ready. I'm not scared of a Connor Lew in an Iron Bowl. All right. Yeah. I'm not sitting here going, oh, man, that Alabama defensive line, man, that Alabama front. All right. I think Connor Lew's going to hold his own. I think Keldrick Falk can hold. I think Keldrick Falk could possibly eat in the Iron Bowl.
Oh.
Right? I think Keldrick Falk could have a day in the Iron Bowl. That's just me. All right. That's just me. You look at a K.N. Lee. Dude, just think about this, Dustin. Just think about this. Are some of these guys here if Hugh Freeze isn't the coach?
Oh, right. Absolutely. I mean, absolutely not. He won over Keldrick Falk's mom, and not only did because obviously Keldrick was committed to Florida State. Keldrick wanted to come to Auburn the whole time. I've said this a million times. We didn't put in the necessary effort to get a kid of that talent level. And Mike Norvell recruits his ass off over there, and he did. And it wasn't easy to tell Keldrick Falk, but it was easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Hugh won the mom. And how did that work out for us? Guess what's coming in 2025?
Yep.
Little Falk.
That's my thing, Dustin, is the wins might not stack up like some of us predicted at 9-3 this year, or some of us, some of our listeners 10-2. They might not stack up like that this year. All right. But what is stacking up is the talent. And you're seeing young guys play right away. I'm telling you, man, Auburn's in a good spot. We're in a great spot, actually. All right. I'm telling you, we are going to be just fine. You just Connor Lew is a dude, man. Yeah. For a 17-year-old kid to come in here and take a guy's job that has played 40. He started over 40 games of college football. I don't care if it was in Eastern Carolina or whatever. I don't care.
Right.
He's still 40-something games starting in Division I college football. And you're a freshman and you come in and say, hey, brother, your time's up. I hate it for you, but I'm the new center. All right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know Avery got hurt, but I think everyone agrees you can't give it. You can't give it up. You can't take it from Connor.
No, you can't.
Yeah, for sure. He came in and won the job, man. Sub-0251 says, y'all run them likes up, support one of the best, damn, not just Auburn, but college shows. I stand on all 10 chest out saying it with pride. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
We appreciate it, man. Like a little behind the scenes, and everyone's been seeing it the last couple of weeks. Blake's playing babysitter mid-show and everything else. I scarfed down a Big Mac at 6:50 and put our clips together real quick, man, because like I said, like a week or two ago, my boss has just been on one, man. He thinks that 14-hour shifts every single day is the way to go. So, yeah, we really appreciate that, Sub-0251, because we put in a lot of work. So that means a lot, man. And on Connor Lou Blake and Falk and all these guys, man, if you go on this winning streak that we all think you can, let's just say you lose the iron. Let's say it goes chalk the rest of the way. And you finish 7-5, and hopefully you can win the bowl game there. But you say you're 7-5, and then you have December 2nd as your signing day. I feel like going on a nice little streak, finishing the season strong, and then I feel like if you do that, you're going to finish really strong in recruiting, right? Mm-hmm. So you finish strong in recruiting, then you have a lot of young pieces that you can point to. What's the kid from Northwestern that's already in the 2 deep on the O-line? Haven't played a whole lot this year. Yeah. Sedna, I believe it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young pieces, man. And I love the fact that this staff didn't let the lack of experience keep Caleb Burton off the field, or they haven't let it keep Connor Lou off the field. They've said, because we've seen that with some staffs, right? And even this staff at times, I feel like, I'll just be honest, like in the Holden situation, it's like, is he going to get a chance? You keep mentioning, experience. I know that the quarterback's a little bit tougher deal, right? But I'm just proud of the staff for not saying, okay, well, we gotta move maybe a Gunnar Britton or one of these guards or somebody over to center because we're not going to trust Connor Lou this year. He's a freshman. And I said, nah, man, we got to put him out there, and whether it be by necessity or like they just trust him. I mean, we all know that Kay and Lee was running with the ones 3 or 4 days into spring practice, right? So sometimes a dude's just a dude. But these guys that we flipped, the Keldricks, the Lou's, the Kay and Lee's, because the Kay and Lee one was so crazy because we flipped that kid from Ohio State.
Bang, I was just about to say that.
After they had just played in a playoff, like their program was up here. We're hiring a brand new coach down in the dumps, didn't make a bowl. And you still flip a 5-star corner that Ohio State went all in to not let go, right? Mario Cristobal recruits offensive linemen now. He recruits them. What he does with them, I don't know, but he recruits them. And you went in there with a month and you spun Connor Lou back. So, yeah, it's huge, man. And it gives me a lot of hope when I look at some of these battles that we're trying to win. When I look at the KJ Bolton situation and say, okay, man, I have reasons to not give up here. Cam Coleman, boy, I'm telling you,
Dustin, my thing with KJ Bolton, that is I look at a high school kid, right? And Auburn's on you hard. And I know what Florida State does on defense, and they have a lot of success over there. But you got to look at a guy like Jalen Simpson, who's up on the semifinalist for the Thorpe Award. All right. Congrats to Jay Simp, man. Yeah. All right. That's huge. But you look at other guys, KJ's got to look at the other pieces in the secondary and say, man, Ryan Roberts, the way he uses these cats, like I could make plays. Like I could put up numbers, and Ron ain't scared to do it. Like he will blitz. He doesn't care. He will bring a safety. He doesn't care. He will bring anybody. And I think that's a big reason why I said before the season that Simp would have over 5 picks, man, is because I just felt like it was going to put him in a position to sit back there and roam, and he would be able to make plays in that defense. And it's come to fruition, man. Like the dude he's balling out, moved from corner to safety. And I think KJ is looking at that right now saying, man, I could eat at Auburn.
Yeah, and still, even on defense, we look at offense and say, like, receiver is a position where we've looked at and said there's an opportunity to play early. we don't really think about that on defense because they're playing well, but a lot of these guys are going to be gone. Like Simpson's out after this year. So if you are KJ, like you mentioned, he can look at it and say, there's an opportunity for you to step in and play right away. And like you just said, the system allows me to eat.
Yep.
Like the kid, Caleb Harris, bro, I'm sitting there watching him Friday night, and I'm thinking, Ron Robert gets a hold of this kid right here, bro. Now he might – over or under 3 games where Caleb Harris gets thrown out for targeting in his Auburn career. I'm going over. That kid brings the wood, baby.
Man, Dustin, the recruiting is going to be elite at Auburn. And I really feel like this. I talked to my uncle this morning, and my uncle's one of the biggest Alabama fans you'll ever meet. And he told me, because I posted on Facebook, it's been a year since the Auburn Tigers have fired Brian Harsin. And he called me and he was like, hey, look, Auburn's got Hugh now. All right. There's no need to talk about Harsin. And I was like, I'm just kind of like celebrating and like looking back a year, like how bad we were down in the dumps. And he was like, when I tell you the recruiting that is about to come through Auburn, he was like, and it's putting pressure on Hugh with Texas and Oklahoma coming into the mix. And now you've got to compete with Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma. And he's about to start bringing dudes in here. And that's my uncle's like biggest thing was he was like, man, look at the dudes you're already getting. Perry Thompson's, Bryce Cain's. And you can go on down the list, man. You're in for KJ Bolden. Like, Auburn is going to be okay. Like, we're going to be fine, man. I think that 4-game stretch, Dustin, where we were losing, we're just a fan base that is so hungry to get back to where we used to be. And we've been on such hard times lately that we just kind of like press the panic button really quick. Me and you did also. Like I was sitting here going, man, like we're losing. Are we ever going to win again? I think as a fan base, we press the panic button, and then we come out and play Mississippi State, and we pounded them. And that's what Auburn should do. That's Auburn football. Like Cadillac said, you run the ball. Auburn's known for defense. You pound teams like Mississippi State. And that's why I look at Saturday and you pound teams like Vanderbilt. Auburn should not lose to Vanderbilt, okay? This ain't baseball. And I don't even know if we'll lose to them in baseball, all right? But this ain't baseball, dog. We don't lose to Vanderbilt. I don't care. You can throw that all-time record. I don't care that they beat us in 1908.
You ain't kidding, bro.
I don't.
I'm seeing that.
Yeah, I don't. I don't care that in 1938 they beat us 12-11. All right, I don't care. But Auburn's going to be okay, man. And like I said earlier, I think we're a little better than what people kind of pointed us out to be after that 4-game skid, Dustin.
Yeah, part of that 4-game skid. And, my biggest issue always was it was not that we were losing. It was what was going on in the losses. And that really was where I started waving the red flag. I was like, anybody that's co-signing this ridiculous QB rotation, I have to have concerns with. And I'm going to play this next clip, and it sounds like Hugh Freeze kind of was over it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, going back to Peyton, I'm always asking about Peyton. Did you have any special conversations last week with Monty or Ken Austin or both of them about, hey, what can we do to make him feel more comfortable and call plays that way or do something to him?
Yes, it was. There wasn't really a conversation. It was just, this is what we're doing, and that's it. And yep, this is what we're doing, and we'll figure out which one can either do it or not. And if none of them can, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And I think Peyton loved it. And again, I thought Robbie showed some good things in practice too, but Peyton was obviously took the initiative and was playing well enough. But that discussion wasn't ugly. But you get to a point where the only thing that I know is got to be what I'm comfortable with, and this is what I think we need to do, and I'm really not up. And it's not like they were fighting me on it. I mean, because it's just, but usually it was, all right, should we have this package? Should we have this package with this? And it was just, no, this is the only thing that we're going to do.
Blake, that's probably my favorite minute and a half of Hugh Freeze at the podium since he's been Auburn's head coach. I've mentioned, man, that I feel like whenever he took over this job, he looked at the roster. He was like, oh, my goodness, I'm surprised Auburn's at this level. He mentioned at the time he was surprised our offensive line had got to the level that it was. Probably called up his good buddy Gus and was like, hey, buddy, what happened? What'd you do to it? What happened here, man?
You taking DNs trying to make them left tackles.
What is going on? But he mentioned that, and I just think that he had a lot, he was probably looking at it like I'm back in the SEC, the NIL era. I've brought this point up before as to why I think he gave it to Philip Montgomery. He was trusting a veteran coach that's coached a long time, and saying, okay, you can make this offense look competent. I think and I don't think that he was out of bounds for thinking that, looking at Philip Montgomery's past, but for whatever reason, man, the meshing of concepts just hasn't appeared to work. And it looks like on the defensive side of the ball, he just told Ron Roberts, go do your thing, baby. And that seems to be working fine. And it sounds like this week on offense, Hugh stepped in and said, hey, I'm not putting that out on the field again, because I don't know how many times Hugh Freeze has had his offense get booed off the field. Probably not a whole lot, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Probably not a whole lot, because we went all through all summer. Me and you went over the numbers, right? So, and that was why I was coming on here week after week going, will the real Hugh Freeze stand up? Because I know, what have I consistently said? I stand on this. Top 3 to top 5 offensive minds in the game right now. Stand on that. And I think if you combine that with top 3 to top 5 recruiter, which I believe he is, program should be headed in the right direction. I think that Hugh came in this week and said, look, enough, Philip Montgomery or whoever, but that seems to be what the situation was. Come in and say, hey, look, we ain't doing any of that. If I'm going to lose, if my offense is going to look like trash, then it's going to look like trash, and I'm going to lose doing it my way. And now going up against these offenses that we are going up against, I see no reason why we can't run up-tempo. And like here's the important thing about this to me, Blake. One, I love the fact that he said, enough's enough. I'm taking charge. We're running my stuff. Let's cool. I'm gonna quit. That's what he said. He said, your crap ain't working. I'm calling for this quarterback, and you're calling nope. And remember what I said on Sunday's show. And there was some. I wish I could remember. There was somewhere in the press conferences kind of came up too. But he was kind of, if you read his coded language, he said a couple of times now since the game Saturday that if it wasn't going to be, if Peyton Thorne did start slow, we were going to route. And the way he said that made me think like he had a conversation with Thorne as to, hey, bud, it's put up or shut up right here. I think he had some serious talks this week, Blake, or last week with a couple of people and said, we're doing this. This is how it's going to look. Hey, we're doing this. If you can't run it, I'm going to get somebody that can. We'll do something that somebody can run. We're getting first down some kind of way. So for one, I love the fact that he took charge of the program and said, enough's enough. I'm not going to stand up here and make any more excuses about talent gap, because he knows it's not going to work. Because he knows it's not going to work for Mississippi State. He knows that if he would have sat up there and with another bad offensive showing and lost to Mississippi State at home, that the talent gap would not have gone over well. He went in, he made those changes. And then the most important part of this to me, Blake, is the part where he says, and Thorne liked it, and Thorne was comfortable with it. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Why did Peyton Thorne look the way he looked? Why did Auburn have its best passing performance in an SEC game in a long time? Because the quarterback was comfortable. You ran stuff that he was comfortable running. And I see no reason, Blake, why that shouldn't be the plan going forward. And I would guess these next 4 games will be Philip Montgomery's last on the Plains.
Do you think Hugh Freeze realized that this is an Ole Miss? This fan base is an Ole Miss. This job is an Ole Miss. You think he saw, hey, man, these dudes, they're on me. All right, they're on me. This fan base, this ain't Ole Miss anymore, baby. This ain't Oxford, Mississippi, big dog. Like these Auburn fans, they're real now, and I'm with you, bro. I think Hugh just kind of went in and was like, "Hey, I'm not watching this anymore. Like, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it." Peyton, like you said, put up or shut up. If you can't get it done, I'll go to Robbie, and then if he can't get it done, we'll go to the next guy. And if he can't get it done, then we'll do whatever.
Wildcat.
Right? But I'll find somebody. Yeah, we might just put Jarquez in the Wildcat. All right. And, you know, I think what I liked most about the clip is Hugh is straightforward and to the point in the press conferences with Auburn fans and the media, right? I don't think Hugh I don't think he beats around the bush like previous coaches did. All right. I think he's going to be open with you, and I think he's truly going to let you know, hey, this is what's going on. I'm not hiding anything from you. All right. And he's going to be straight up with you. And I like that. I like that about Hugh. I've enjoyed the press conference of listening to him tell us, hey, a lot of you think that I can just snap my fingers and we go 10-2. He said, because I know a lot of you, that's what you think I can do, but I can't. And I get it. All right. Like I said, we want to win, don't we, Dustin? Like we want to get back to the old Auburn that we know. But it's going to take time, man. It's going to take time. And, you know, if you play like you did last Saturday, there is no reason that we shouldn't beat Vanderbilt by 2+ scores. All right. Right now, I'm sitting at about 17, 20. We should handle them, bro. Florida handled them. Kentucky handled them. Like, come on. Like, we should get them. They're a bad football team. And then I look at Arkansas. You should handle them. New Mexico State, you should handle them. Man, if Hugh Freeze comes out here and he is this open and honest with us and he wins 7 games and he tells us at the beginning of the season, hey, we aren't as good as you think. Please shut up. All right. We aren't as good as you think. Please shut up. All right. And then we get butt hurt and we're like, oh, well, we got blown out against Texas A&M. We get blown out against LSU. We lose a heartbreaker to Georgia. I mean, you should have beat Ole Miss. But now I think he's saying, hey, look, I'm going to beat the teams that I know I can beat in year 1. All right. And we're going to win 7 games, maybe 8 with a bowl victory. And I'm just going to show you the progression that we're making as a program. And I love the honesty from Hugh, man. I can't be mad at it. I think he kind of got fed up. I don't think he got Dabo Swinney fed up. But I think he kind of got fed up with the noise, man, and he wanted to attack it, and he did last Saturday.
Yeah, I'll say this, dude. 4-game losing streaks should just never go over well at Auburn.
Yeah.
So were we all upset and I don't even know what the right word to use was, but just 4 games should just not. If you're going to lose 4 games in a row at Auburn, the reaction should always be upset. People should always be looking at the coach going, what in the world? The question is, how far do you take it? Like if you're out here going 7 games in, if you're saying, okay, this isn't going to work, blah, blah, that's when it's like, okay, this is ridiculous. But if you lose 4 games and you raise your hand and say, hey, this ain't cool, then I have no problem with that, because the second that Auburn fans quit doing that, then I think we have a much bigger issue.
Dustin, real quick, I got a problem with something. I saw on Twitter the other day a lot of people coming at Hugh, saying that he's a Gus 2.0. Can we stop? Like as a fan base, can we just stop going at each other's necks 24/7 when we don't agree on something? All right. Like Hugh literally sat there and told you, hey, I wasn't conservative. All right. I wasn't conservative. We just we were backed up. We were backed up. Like, we didn't have the opportunity to come out and throw the ball all around the yard. This isn't a Gus 2.0 thing. It's a, hey, I'm up on a terrible Mississippi State team by 2 touchdowns, and we're not going to throw a pick 6 and get them right back in the game. And then I still see people saying, man, sounds mighty Gus Malzahnish. And I'm like, here we go, man. It's like we can never be happy, all right? We won an SEC game. That's why I put it on Twitter. We won an SEC game, and we're still sitting here arguing and bickering amongst each other. Oh, well, you wanted Robbie. You wanted Peyton. Who cares? Who cares? Like, it's outdated, man. Who cares? All right. You know what? We want Auburn to win. All of us. Everybody watching, both of us, everybody at the War Report, no matter who, period. I don't care. I don't care if it's 9. I don't care if it's 1. I don't care if it's 12. I don't care if 27 lines up in the Wildcat. We don't. We just want to see Auburn win, man. And then when we win, we got people coming out and saying, well, it's Mississippi State. You shouldn't celebrate that. What?
They want to
a 2-game losing streak to them. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We blew a 28-point lead to them 2 years ago inside our building. What are you talking about? Man, at the very beginning of the season, there was a clip of Hugh saying, hey, life's tough. When you have victories in life, you celebrate them on a job, in football, in the classroom, as a parent. You celebrate victories. Period, man. Like, get out of here with that. We gotta hone it in a little bit, man. We're really, really toxic as a fan base right now, and it's kind of aggravating. Saturday, guess what, Dustin? I'm going to watch the baseball team play Saturday in Biloxi, 1:00. All right. If you're in Biloxi and you're going to Shuckers Park and you want to watch some Auburn baseball, come hang out with me. I'm glad to talk Auburn sports. Would love to see you. When I leave there, I'll be watching Auburn football. Me and my dad. All right, we'll be driving back to Mobile. We'll be watching the game. And if Auburn blows Vanderbilt out, guess what I'm going to do, Dustin? I'm partying like it's 1999, brother. I'm getting after it. I'm going to come home. I'm going to crack open a cold one. And I'm going to say, hey, Dubs. We won 2 SEC games now. And then we're about to go up to Fayetteville, and we're about to kick their ass because we owe them one.
You know, the weird part about that to me is, Blake, it's like, okay, because I saw a lot of people saying, oh, it's Mississippi State. Okay, well, if you want Auburn to get back to what you think Auburn should be, there's steps to this. It's a process. And we, like Blake said, we're on a 2-game losing streak to Mississippi State. And the last time they were in your house, you blew a 28-3 lead.
Yeah.
This year, you beat them.
Yeah.
So is that the end game? Is no one sitting here going, okay, that's it, shut it down. Auburn's back. No, but that blocks out the way now. That road blocks out the way. Okay, on to the next one. And like you said, let's say we just cover. We beat Vanderbilt and we cover. Okay, let's say it's 27-13.
Yeah.
Love it, Ernest. Love it. If Auburn scores 50 on a P5 team, oh boy. But let's say we win 27-13, 24-10, something like that. Have we not struggled on the road? Did you not? I mean, go to Cal, go to the A&M game, go to Baton Rouge. Yeah. So if we pick up an SEC road win and we look competent on offense, and we score some points and move the football, I'm not going to be the guy going, well, it's a bad Vanderbilt team. Cal was a bad team.
Yep.
The team progress is what we're trying to see here. It's year 1. You got to know where we're at. I'm not going to be in year 3 if beating Mississippi State shouldn't be some big monumental thing. But right now, it feels good. And like Blake said to the toxicity, I don't get it from this standpoint. Football for me, it's fun unless you lose, right? Like, I mean, I don't really have fun when you lose, I'll be honest. But when you win, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be fun, okay? We talk about this stuff so much all summer long. I guarantee y'all, watch what I'm telling you. Auburn's going to have a really good basketball year. We're going to win over 20 games. In the middle of that season, we'll do some football updates. We'll do some football episodes. And watch those episodes do 3 to 4 times as many numbers 2 seasons after football's over with, in the heart of basketball or baseball season. Watch how much more numbers that random football topic episode does than something about an actual basketball game that just happened. So if all this energy and love is focused on the football program, why in the middle of the game are you at me on Twitter going, I bet Dustin's mad that Peyton Thorne's balling? Brother, you don't know me. Because I'm running up and down my hallway saying, let's go, PT. Let's go, Peyton Ward. Damn, baby. And if you think that I'm doing anything different, then like you just don't. You don't know me. You don't know me. And the fact, and I'll tell you what really gets me about that. I'm going to call out and you know who you are that added me. And you did that in the second quarter of a game. So what's weird to me is, and to the people that are posting the War Report stuff about War Report on these message boards in the middle of the game, Auburn's winning a game, and your thought is what's going on in my head. You got something going on with you, because the only thing that I'm thinking about is the game. I'm focused on the game. I'm Auburn Tiger. I cannot wait for this game versus Vanderbilt to kick off. It's Tuesday, and it's driving me nuts. I still got to get through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then half a day Saturday. It's driving me crazy. And in the middle of the game, you're going to at me. Like, one, you're wrong. Okay? You're wrong, because Auburn's success will always bring me happiness. I predicted Auburn to lose 17-6. Do you think that I was sitting around the house like, man, my predict. Like, shut up, bro. Shut up. My family knows, bro, I'm getting buried in orange and blue. I've let that be known. So, like, you don't know me. So to Blake's point, shut up with that.
You know, one thing is, like, y'all know, like, dudes from the War Report, like they went to Auburn, right?
And love it. Love it.
They went to Auburn. Like, they literally attended Auburn University. Okay. So, like, I see a lot of things about, like, oh, they just, the War Report does this, they say this and everything. I got to take up for my dudes on this one, man. They, at the end of the day, we talk pretty much every day. And I'll say this, they want Auburn to win regardless of who is at quarterback, who is at running back, who is at wide receiver. They do not care, period. Mike G is one of the hardest working people I know. All right. That dude gives his heart and soul to Auburn University. And I see Buddy's name flying all over the place. And I don't rock with that, man. I don't. And I'll tell you another thing. Guess what, people? You're showing me who played sports and who didn't when you talk about when Mike G tweeted that Auburn picked up on signs and they knew when it was going to be a passing play and when it was going to be a run play. You're showing me who played sports and who didn't. Okay? Because guess what? It happens every Friday night and it happens every Saturday. Okay? Now, he shouldn't have reported that. Guys, this isn't even close to what Michigan was doing. Okay? Not even in the same stratosphere. This actually shows how bad Mississippi State was being prepared.
They probably appreciated it. He said it.
Like, bro, like Zach Arnett's going like, man, we're that bad. Like, we're that bad. They literally were picking up on our stuff. All right. I'm going to tell you this. All right. That is a part of the game. It happens. It's just like in baseball. Why do you think they went to PitchCom in baseball? Why do you think they went to the earpieces and the watches in baseball? You don't know why? Because people were getting on second and they were looking in because catchers had their fingernails painted and they were dropping down, giving signs. And I can tell you this, all right? I played college baseball, okay? We had a guy sit in the dugout and all he did was watch the pitcher. You want to know for what? To see if he was tipping pitches. And then he would come up with a word while we were in the box. And if he said a specific word, that either meant off speed or fastball. It happens. It's part of the game, man. All right. Why do you think in football on the sidelines, all right, they have six guys with headsets on, all right, and they're all doing bang, 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 bang. Hey, you know, kill. All right. They're all doing different hand signals because they don't want you picking up on which position group is looking at what coach. That's why it happens, all right? It had nothing to do with cheating or anything like that. It's a part of the game, bro, and you show me every day. I look at it and I see some of the people comment and I'm like, you never played sports, and you're showing me right now you never played anything, period.
Yeah, that was it's so ridiculous, and I don't want to really go down this path because this is a soapbox that I won't get off. But look, man, I can assure you that everybody over at the War Report just wants Auburn to succeed, and if it's to the detriment of their narrative or something they said, they really don't care. And like you said, you see Mike G's name all over the place. All I can tell you is that he's been a really good friend to me. He's an awesome person. And he's always been there to help me out and been a good mentor to me. So I love Mike G. And it's kind of hard to sit back and watch your friends be lied on and talked about, right? I'll just say this, and I'll leave it here. Some people need to do some soul searching. When I see some people report the same thing, because Zach and Lindsey Crosby talked about that on Monday's edition of Locked On Auburn. They made mention of it. And there wasn't a bunch of bulletin posts freaking out about that. So why, when Mike G says it, does it get a whole bunch of attention and people freaking out? And I'll leave that there. And people can do their own soul searching and ask themselves why. We'll keep it on here to the football. I got some comments that are starred. And this is a familiar name, Tyler Smith. How many QBs do y'all think transfer if the season finishes on this current note? And do you think Q goes after a big target in the portal or just a depth piece? On current note, little brother, I'm assuming you're saying if we go chalk here, so finishing at 7-5, maybe 6-6ish. So we'll just play that. We'll say either one of those 6-6, 7 or 5. I guess you're saying if Thorne kind of plays the way he did Saturday or something similar to that. And I think to me that is really the interesting question. Is let's say that Thorne plays well this last half of the season, Blake. Then he hasn't put on enough to go pro, right?
Yep.
So he's coming back.
Yep.
And then Robbie's not coming back at that point, right? He's taking a step down. And do you think Holden's gone?
I think Robbie would Robbie would graduate if I'm not mistaken. And then he could grad transfer. And then I think Holden's gone. I said that at the very beginning of the season. I do not think Holden sticks around. Great kid, great dude, great football player, but he's just not getting the opportunity. Maybe it's not the system. Maybe he's not getting the reps. But it is what it is. I mean, you got to go try to better yourself, and I'm not going to knock a kid for transferring out to put himself in a better situation. But I think he's going. I think Robbie graduates and grad transfers. And, I think Hugh goes after a portal target. And you're going to kind of create – listen to this. You're going to create what Lane Kiffin did with Spencer Sanders and Jackson Dart this year. Spencer Sanders was a 4-year starter at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
All right. And transferred to Ole Miss where they already had a starting quarterback with Jackson Dart. And that was Lane Kiffin basically saying, Jackson, I believe in you, but you're going to have to show me. And he did. Now look how well Jackson Dart is playing this year for Ole Miss. I mean, it is 2 steps above what he did last year. I mean, he's playing great football, and they're still in a position to win the West. But I think there's opportunity for Peyton to grow, man, over these last couple games. I know we were tough as nails on him. We were hard on him. But if he plays like he did last Saturday, man, there's potential there.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm definitely with you on bringing in somebody for competition. You got to, you can't let him get comfortable and say, okay, this is my job, right? And he's just sitting back. I know all the guys rolling in here showing support. We greatly appreciate it. Blake, I wanted to get over here and play a little trick or treat, right? And it's Halloween, so kind of in the manner of facts or not. Let's start here. And we want you guys to hop in the comments and give us your answers as well. Trick or treat. Will Peyton Thorne throw for over 200 yards on the road in Nashville?
Yes. That's a treat right there. All right. He's doing it. I'm telling you, look, man, Vanderbilt's secondary is not good. I don't know if you guys have watched Vandy much, but all you got to do is turn on their first game against Hawaii. All right. Go on YouTube tonight if you want any questions about Vanderbilt and their secondary. All right. Or just their defense in general. All right. They're not a good football team. They've lost 7 straight. All right. Go turn on the UNLV film. All right. They're not good. This offense can have success. We can stretch VAR. I think VAR could have a big day. I think Peyton, Caleb Burton, Jay Fair, both of those guys. I want to see more CB. Cam Brown. What's the other cat? Malcolm Johnson Jr. Like I want to see more of him. I thought he had a great catch last Saturday. You're going to be able to go up tempo against Vandy. You're going to be able to move the ball. And look, last Saturday I thought we were great on first down, and that's why we kind of started, moving it. Hey, Jarquez was popping for 6-7 yards on first down. And I think you're going to have that success against Vandy, so you're going to be able to do the same thing. And they're not a good football team, and Auburn has to pound them and leave no doubt on the road and take a step forward, man, because like we all keep saying, hey, we just want to see a great performance on the road. Make that happen this Saturday.
For sure. I'm going to go treat. I'm going to believe in you, Peyton Thorne. I'm going to believe in you, Auburn offense. Yep. You're going to go on the road, and it's going to look similar to what I saw Saturday. Let's go.
Let's go.
Trick or treat. Well, Jarquez won for over 100. I think this has to be a treat pretty much for the rest of the season. It's time to get Jarquez going. It's time to start pounding that rock, baby. I'm going treat. I'm going over. I'm going buck 30.
Treat. Jarquez over 150. Could possibly go for 200. That's how bad they are. That's how bad they are.
Okay. Trick or treat. Will the defense create 2 turnovers in Nashville?
I'm going to say treat, man. I'm bugging. I'm fully bugging. Look, I just talked about how bad they were on defense. Well, guess what? They're not good on offense either, all right? They average about 90 yards rushing a game. And guess what you're playing into, all right? If you want to throw the ball, okay, great. You're playing into Auburn's hands. Have fun throwing the ball. I don't think this is a great matchup for Vanderbilt. I do not. I think them not being able to run the football is disastrous for them this Saturday. And I keep seeing people say that it's going to be a tricky game. Yeah, it could be for the first half. That's great. And I know Hugh's going to tell his team that, right? You got to tell your team that. You're going on the road, Nashville. Right. Look, their end zone's not even ready yet. They're not even going to have an end zone. Right? Come on now. Let's be real, dog. We're not losing to Vanderbilt. We're going to eat everybody. All right, look for Jay Simp to have a pick. Maybe Keontae comes in and gets a strip sack and recovers a fumble, something like that, man. Come on, man. 12.5? We're covering that. Come on. We're covering that.
What do you think about our boy Cameron getting in here saying if he's hoping that we just don't have a turnover early and the staff kind of get conservative and kind of go away from the pass there? Any concern there, Blake?
No, because I mean, to his point, yeah, I mean, I hope we don't throw an interception, but I just have a feeling, man, that you're going to see a lot of the same stuff that you saw against Mississippi State, and I think Mississippi State's defense is much better than Vanderbilt's.
For sure.
I just think it's going to be all positive Saturday.
I hear you. My final one, I didn't make a banner for it. Trick or treat, Blake. Auburn wins these next 3 games.
Treat.
Ooh.
Treat. And here's why. Vanderbilt, just like I mentioned, I won't spend a lot of time on that. Arkansas. They're probably gonna be coachless come Monday.
Think so?
Yeah, I do.
Golly, that's a hard fall. I thought he was good at the beginning of the season.
Well, everybody else did too. And what did we keep saying?
You said it. How wrong?
Okay. Well, I kept telling y'all. All right. I kept telling y'all, stop believing in Arkansas. All right. Don't ever believe in Arkansas because why? They're trash. Okay. They've always been trash. They always will be trash. And honestly, I know this is like a crazy take, but I've actually had a conversation or two about this. I think, they used to be a part of that what was it back in the day, that Big 8 or whatever. What did they used to call it? Like the South, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it was back then.
Big Southwest 8.
Yes, something like that. I think they need to go back towards the Big 12, man. And I know that's crazy. I know it's crazy, and it probably won't happen, right? Because they bring a lot of value in basketball and baseball, obviously. But like, I just don't ever see them being competitive in football. And I look at Arkansas. You're without a coach. What are they? 2-6, 2-5?
Yeah, they're in there. They've only got 2 wins. So.
Yeah. So they're not good. All right. I just think you're not going to a bowl game this year. You're going to be without a coach. KJ Jefferson, I mean, he stays getting pummeled. Like, how healthy is KJ Jefferson?
Yeah.
Your offensive line is absolute garbage. Your defense isn't great. They're decent. They're improved from last year, but they're not great. You don't have an elite atmosphere in Fayetteville. I mean, when you play a big game, they put it in Little Rock.
Right.
Like, come on, dog. Like, your stadium's not great. I mean, I just I don't.
Can y'all hear me now?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Apparently, I just been talking, brother.
Can you hear me?
I got you.
I don't know what happened. Like my camera cut off. Like I guess my camera, something happened and it muted everything. I don't know.
Okay. Let me know in the chat if y'all can still hear me.
We good?
Chat, help us out. Everybody's saying all good, all good, all good.
Okay, cool. My bad.
All right. Well, so since nobody heard what I was talking about, Tyler asked again. As you can see on the screen here, if you're listening on audio and you just heard nothing for the last 10, 15, 30 seconds, however long that was going on. He says, got another one for y'all on the current roster. Who do you think will be the highest drafted player on offense and the highest drafted player on defense? I said Simp on D because I think that DJ has hurt himself with the tackling on the perimeter. I think that in coverage, he's a top first, second round talent, but that tackling on the perimeter from DJ has been concerning. I can't imagine that hasn't cost him some position. And I think that Simp has worked his way up. And then it's hard for me to look at Marcus Harris and say that dude hasn't improved his stock greatly. Mm-hmm. But right now I'm going to say Simp. Offense is an interesting one. And I think that Jarquez Hunter is the most talented, dynamic player on offense. So I'm going to go with Jarquez, but that's a tough one right there.
Do you think he goes pro?
This year, if he has a hot second half, if he gets hot in the second half, then I think that he has enough positive film to point to go pro. And I encourage running backs to go pro as soon as they can because of their shelf life. So, I think that he gets hot, and I'll say that I think he does.
Yeah. I mean, it's same thing for me. I mean, I can't disagree. I mean, it's really hard on offense right now.
Maybe Rivaldo on offense. He's got some stuff to work out, though. He's not going pro this year, but if he can get some stuff, the tools are there for Rivaldo. If he can get a little bit better blocking, and then we just got to get him the ball receiving wise. He catches the ball when it gets to him. There's been a couple of 50-50s you'd have liked him coming down with, but no player's going to catch them all right. But I think that you look at his targets versus his amount of catches. Rivaldo catches the ball. He's just got a few the other things that tight ends a hard position, right? There's a lot of stuff that goes into that. So I think that Rivaldo can work his way into that. And I think that Rivaldo, with another full off season into this system, I think that you're really going to see Rivaldo pop next year. And he'll be a draft pick. I just don't know where. That's kind of on Rivaldo. Let's see. I had a couple more I want to get to. I think I pulled this one up before. Cameron saying that he believed it was 31-10. All right. So we're going to get in here. We're going to get out of here, guys. We do apologize for the technical difficulties there. Like Blake said, don't really know what happened, but sometimes, man, when you're running these live shows, man, these things, internet can cut out and all kind of stuff. Halloween night, you never know, man. Wild stuff can happen. My final thoughts, man, Blake kind of touched on this. Just be happy, man. Just be happy.
Yep.
There's no reason to get on here on Auburn Twitter and try to dunk on somebody or Facebook or whatever it is and try to show somebody up and, oh, I got you with this point. Are we a family or are we not? I mean, it just gets to the point, man, to where it's like Blake said, the toxic stuff, dude, I really don't have time for it. It gets frustrating. And I say this all the time. I really appreciate people that subscribe to us, that listen to us, our members that choose to give us, their money. Like, all that means the world to me because there's like 10 to 15 different podcasts. There are some people that have 5 Auburn podcasts just to themselves. So, like, the fact that you will listen to us, I appreciate it. And on the flip side of that, if you don't want to listen to somebody, don't. You ain't got to let the world know all the time and put out all this toxic stuff and try to argue and just be so damn negative after a win. It just it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, man. And people are grinding, people are working hard, and this is, you don't just turn on the computer and talk. A lot of work goes into this, right? Like, I mean, Blake, do you feel like you have a second job? I do.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. Look, I don't say this a lot, but I wake up at 4:15 every morning, and I have 2 children, and I got to go to work, and when I come home, then we like rewatch the game and everything, and we take notes and stuff, and we discuss in a group chat and everything what we liked, what we didn't like. Man, yeah, that's why I said that tonight, is because I felt like we're toxic sometimes, and we should all be celebrating, bro. I like celebrate it up, man. We won an SEC game, like. Man, we should be loving on each other, bro. Like, hey, War damn Eagle, man. Like we say at the end of every episode. When I see somebody at the gas station today, I was on my lunch break. I usually I'm not a big lunch eating guy, right? So I go up to the gas station. I'll get me some peanuts and a Coca-Cola, and I'll pour my peanuts down on my Coca-Cola, and
okay,
yeah, that's what I eat for lunch. And
that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the old Southern boy thing, right? And that's what I do. And I walk by an Auburn fan, and I say, "Hey, man, I wear an Auburn hat to work every day." All right. He said, "War damn, man." And I hit him back. I said, "War damn Eagle." I'm excited, man. I'm pumped up, and I just want it to spread throughout the fan base. And if you're going to the game Saturday, man, get loud. Take over their stadium. All right. But just know you can't go in through one end zone. I want you to know that you can't go in through one end zone. You're poor, Vanderbilt. You're poor.
Hey, you might need a hard hat if you're going to the game. If you're going to the Vanderbilt game in Nashville, man, make sure you got some headgear, because there's stuff hanging by a thread over there. It looks like a really unsafe thing. Charles Allen, appreciate you, brother. You know that we love you. My guy Cameron, bro. Cameron, I hate to hear this, big dog.
Yeah,
that sucks, man. We know that pets are a part of the family, dude, and I know that's a real tough deal. So love you, buddy. We appreciate your support, and we're praying for you. It'll be in our thoughts, and definitely glad that Auburn can give you a dub, man. And maybe they're going to give you another dub Saturday, and I'm sure your dog will be looking down saying "War damn Eagle" for sure, man. Just DM me if you need to talk, brother. I know that sucks. All right, man. So like we said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys getting in here on Halloween. Blake's got something he wants to say before we get out of here.
Look, real quick. I just wanted to say this. If any of you are interested, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dustin. I'm sorry. If any of you are interested, all right, I'll be here next Tuesday night for the live show. And then I'm going to New Orleans, Louisiana, Wednesday evening. And then Thursday morning at 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, I am flying to Portland, Oregon. And Saturday, I'll be in attendance at USC at Oregon to watch the Oregon Ducks and Bo Nix. If any of you want me to do like a vlog, or like me going live on YouTube and like recording some things around the Nike stuff up at Oregon or anything, let me know. If you don't want me to do it, I won't. But I know I'm one of those people where I like to go to different colleges and see stuff like that, man. And yeah, so I'll be back Sunday. I know we might push it back if my flight gets delayed or whatever. It might just be Dustin solo in it. So yeah. All
right, yeah, man. Well, have fun out there and at the zoo, and get some Pac-12. I know that you and your brother are excited about that, man. So yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all those good things. We love y'all. We will be back Friday at 10 a.m. For our members. The recruiting pod dropping this week, and then Blake is going to be covering the baseball game in Biloxi. So that will be on our Around the Plains podcast, because Blake, I got to get in here and watch this Bruce Pearl press conference and get on this basketball stuff, man. Yeah, I do. So as soon as, to the point about us working two jobs, as soon as I hit end stream right here, it's on to watching this Bruce Pearl conference, taking some notes. And so yeah, we will have all that stuff pumping out for our members here. Like Blake said, man, we're just we're working hard in our real life and then doing this. So we'll get those things out to y'all this week. Cannot tell you guys, man, appreciate y'all so much getting in here on Halloween, man, on a holiday, and rocking with us, talking some Auburn football. Got another win coming this Saturday, man. So let's bug. Like Blake said, man, there's no reason to not be happy. Recruiting, we got commitments coming down the pipe. We got more wins coming down the pipe. Let's go, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. War Damn Eagle. We will see you guys Friday at 10 a.m. Out of here.
War Damn, baby.